We are live. It's Wellness Work Wednesday. What's up, y'all? Y'all see I'm not on the stage by myself. Kanisha Moselle here. J.Lee of Journey with J.Lee Consultant is here, y'all. It is Wellness Work Wednesday. We are introducing the team because the Avengers have assembled. We'll be right back. Go ahead and tag your friend, your sis, your folk. Let them know it's about to go down. It's Wellness Work Wednesday.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Kanisha Moselle, and I am so excited. We just finished up the book and brunch to launch my first book, Grace for This, the devotional. It's a 21-day journey for women who are growing through grief. The conversations that we had in here today was phenomenal. I want to let you know that GRACE is the acronym. It stands for Grief, Rest, Aid, Community, and Evolve. The reality of it is that we are experiencing a grief journey every single day. Every transition can cause you to grief, but are you leaning into your grief? Grieving is also exhausting, so I'm going to encourage you to actually rest. And when you're resting, rest is clarifying. You're going to learn what you do and don't have capacity for anymore. And guess what? You're going to begin to ask with more clarity about exactly what you need. That C stands for community, because when you start asking for help, your people who are meant for this next season are going to respond to your ask, and your community is going to change. And then lastly, when you go through that grace journey, you're going to evolve to the next best version of yourself. So I'm so excited for you to be a part of this journey. You're going to love what we're doing in this community. Follow Kanisha Moselle and follow Grace for This on Instagram and Facebook.
Church, I want you to turn to your neighbor, say, neighbor, oh neighbor, is your wellness working? I got to steal this today, y'all. Turn to your other neighbor, your good looking neighbor, the one who wears shirts that say grieve, grow, and go, and grace for this, and say, neighbor, oh neighbor, is your wellness working? Y'all, I am not by myself. Our wellness partner, J.Lee, in the building. I'm always dancing. Hey, what y'all know about that thing? We about to get this word. Get your language right. It's trapping you. We unstoppable. And hi, we'd like to welcome you to the Wellness Work broadcast. All of that. Look, squad in the comments. What's up, Apostle? Oh, look on her YouTube channel, Dr. ASJ Stomps. What's good, y'all? Shout out to the J.Lee page connected. What's up, V Vanessa? What's up, Tea Time? Let me pin the comments over there. All right, so we say, y'all, what up, Tea Time? Sakithia, Coach Kayla. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so crunk. Maybe I've been too quiet all morning. Like, because I've been like working and in my laptop and doing stuff, and I haven't been like super audible. Maybe that's why I'm extra lit. J.Lee, how you doing today? How you doing today, sis?
I am doing good. Super excited to be in this space. So yeah.
Awesome. Neighbor, oh neighbor. Y'all better come through. I love our compliance here. What up, Terrellyn? What's good, y'all? If you are watching from J.Lee page, I want y'all to drop "We love J.Lee" in the comments, right? Because she is streaming to her page and her platform, and we know that she's got an amazing following of folks, right? And matter of fact, so this is going to kind of be my little bit of intro, and then I'm going to pass, the mic, right? So our theme this month, like you saw, is your wellness working? Y'all, we've been getting this thing in. Like, we spent our whole 2025 handling this business, and now it's time for us to see that work convert. It's going to have to roll over. Like, I think I got my mic plugged in, and then I don't have my mic in front of me. And the people are cutting my grass. And so, of course, come on, we love J.Lee. Yes, I see y'all. Right, this is me trying to be compliant, per my coach, Darius J. But we have been doing the work, but guess what? You don't do the work one time, one way. Mm-hmm. It has to convert into like the next set of things, and the next set of goals, and the next set of obedience, to be honest. So we are asking this question at the beginning of the year: is your wellness working? Why? Oh, baby, yeah, right. And so what I love about the Stuck to Unstoppable coach is that she gives us keys. Look, she got tools, she got resources. This is the queen of a resource, okay? This is the queen of an acronym and a framework. Let me tell you something. She always got something for us, right? So I'm going to yield it over to J.Lee, because, baby, it's a journey. Come on with the, look, Sakithia, baby, it's the bounce back. It waxes and wanes, and that's everybody. It is also me. We have our ups and our downs. So shout out to the whole GFT squad for y'all being up in here. I want to invite y'all, share this link with somebody. Let them know what's going on because we want to grow the number of people who are living well. Catch that. We want to grow the number of people who are living well. So if you all would give a great, beautiful, wonderful round of applause, I'm going to yield it over to the wonderful, the amazing, the Jerecia Lee, licensed clinical social worker, all the way out of Hinesville. She don't be claiming Savannah. I'm in Hinesville, right? She's corrected us about that before. I'm gonna yield the microphone. I'm gonna pull myself over into like that little box, you know, like same box with Crystal Lou, same box with Coach Q, our other wellness partners. But I want to yield because she has prepared for this time and this moment. So hey, J.Lee, introduce yourself to the people, and I'm gonna slide to the left.
All right, all right. So good afternoon, everyone. It is great to be in this space again. I am super, super excited to introduce to you guys the language traps stuck to unstoppable. I am Jerecia Lee. I am the founder of Journey with J.Lee Consulting, where our mission is to create safe and restorative spaces for professionals, helping them move from stuck to unstoppable in their life, in their leadership, and their purpose. We do this by providing virtual therapy and partnering with community agencies, providing tailored mental health workshops. So that is a quick synopsis of who I am. If you haven't already, please get connected with me. I am Journey with J.Lee across all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I would love for you to join my community. And like Kenitra said, get some of the resources that I will be providing. There's going to be a whole bunch coming out in 2026, so get connected. But back to why we're here. So the Language Trap Stuck to Unstoppable series. This was created because I want to give you guys a little bit of background of the why. This was created out of me noticing when I am in my sessions that a lot of the individuals are stuck because of how we define particular words and how we are applying them to our lives. So a lot of times the definitions are based off of societal norms and they promote negativity. A lot of time in my sessions, I'm taking time to challenge how we interact with certain words and encouraging my clients to use a positive tone versus the negative tone. So I'm gonna give you guys an example, and I do actually want you guys to be very interactive in the comment section. I can see them, so would love for you to interact as we are talking. So the example that I'm going to use, and I really want to hear you guys' initial response to these two words: baby mama and baby daddy. What are your initial thoughts when you hear those two words? Chaos, yes. What else? Drama, yes. Anger, yes. What else we got? Ghetto, love it. They tend to have a negative connotation, correct. And so that's my point. Baby mama and baby daddy, as soon as we hear those words, especially when we're talking to someone in conversations, or if you're dating someone, sometimes we may ask, do you have any kids? And if they say, oh yeah, I have a good co-parenting situation, we don't think twice about it, but be like, oh yeah, my baby mama, my baby daddy. We automatically think about what you guys said: drama, discord, chaos, deadbeat, user, lazy, the streets, messy. A whole bunch of negative connotations is what we automatically think. However, what is the true definition of a baby mama and a baby daddy? Right? They simply just means the parent of my child, the mother of my child, the father of my child, or the person that I co-parent with. But we have such a negative connotation on it to where it's like, if you have a child with somebody, you are the baby's mama. You are the baby's father, right? And so my whole point is I want to take words that have a lot of negative connotation that keeps us stuck, and remove that negative connotation, at least for ourselves, and embrace either a new meaning or the true meaning to the word, so we can become unstoppable and not allow it to stop us or keep us stuck in our tracks. So that's kind of the premises of where this comes from. I'm reading Kayla's comment. Yes, because I had to get with someone when I said baby daddy, because our relationship is good. So yes. And to disclose, I don't know if my husband is watching, but to disclose even my own personal business, I called my husband before we even had a child together, my baby daddy. And people always looked at me crazy, but I'm like, he's going to be the father of my child. Like, I don't understand why you guys are upset. And I did understand this because of the negative connotation. They was like, don't demean him down to just that. I said, that's y'all's issue. Like, my husband is the father of my child. He is my baby daddy. But either way, I'm going to get off my soapbox. So, I am a strong believer that words do have power, right? However, we can choose what type of power do we give it. Do we play into the negative connotations, or do we make them positive and choose to bring positivity in things that people are trying to make negative? So there's two scriptures that automatically come to mind. And you know how we say we're doing the King James Version or the NIV version. This is the Jerecia version of how I process the scriptures. The first one is Isaiah 54:17. No weapons formed against me shall prosper whatsoever. And then Genesis 50:20. What they meant for evil, God is surely going to use for good for me. Right? You see how I personalize it? I'm at the place now where I'm personalizing when I'm reading the scripture so it can apply to my life. And I'm actually living it out and not just reading it to be reading it. Okay. So in this series, we are going to be intentional about breaking down different words, phrases, and beliefs that are keeping us stuck. And we're going to replace them with definitions and language that moves us forward. Today, ironically, we're going to be talking about forgiveness. I don't know if you was tapped in last week. If you wasn't, I need you to go watch it, because there's a connection. There's a correlation. And funny enough, me and Coach Q did not talk about what our topics were going to be this month, but there must be a plan, and God is like, I need both of y'all to cover the word forgiveness because my people are struggling. So I'm going to bring kind of a different take on forgiveness. Again, my role is, let's break down these definitions. Let's get new definitions that gets us unstuck. So let's jump in. What I would like for you guys to do in the comments is, when we say the word forgiveness, what are your first automatic thoughts? And I'm going to pause for a minute to let you guys put some comments in. What are our thoughts when we say forgiveness? Release. Okay. What else we got? Letting go of hurt or anger. Renewal. Feeling lighter. Okay. So, apologize. That's a good one. Offense. Allowing them back in. I love it. Hurt. I see your emoji. So, I know you guys have been in this community because a lot of y'all initial words were positive. It wasn't the negativity that is typically associated with forgiveness. Typically, it automatically triggers resistance, anger, aggression. Oh, no, I can't do that. I can't forgive them. What they did was too egregious. Like, I don't, The Lord knows my heart. I'm not going to be able to do that one. I'm not that well, right? Those are some of the typical responses that we give when we initially talk about forgiveness, right? I love that we're saying peace. Bet you won't bet you won't do it again. I love it. So our initial responses are natural, right? And I don't want to dismiss this initial response as being something wrong or something that makes us bad. If we were to break it down in a lot of conversations that I have, this initial response is because we're actually trying to protect ourselves, right? I can't forgive them because if I do, then they may do it again. Or I got to hold them accountable for what they did to me. But let me ask you a question. By holding on to whatever was done to you, are you actually holding them accountable? Are you actually protecting yourself? Or are we holding on to emotional baggage that we were never meant to carry? Can I get some answers in the comments of which one you guys think is really happening? I see we just holding extra weight. You just holding. Correct. So there is a healthier way to protect ourselves. Because I'm not going to ask you to not to protect yourselves, but we have to do it in a way that is healthy and allow us to continue to move forward and doesn't keep us stuck. So let's take a pause, and I actually want to define forgiveness. You guys told me your immediate thoughts of when you think of forgiveness, but what is your definition of forgiveness? When you are considering to forgive somebody, how are you defining it? If someone can give me some answers in the comments, that would be great. Let's see. We got any answers yet? I'm assuming you guys are typing. So as you're typing, let me ask these questions. Does your definition include feeling like you have to excuse bad behaviors? Release that person from fault. Yep, so excusing people from bad behaviors. Does it include acting like nothing happened? I see forgive and move on from them. I like that. We're moving on from them. No. Okay. If your definition include either of these or any element where you are dismissing what actually happened to you, I want to invite you to throw that definition away. It's not healthy. Because we do not need to dismiss our feelings. We do not need to dismiss or minimize what has happened to us and how we have perceived it. So I'm going to give us an alternate definition of forgiveness and see if this will help us move along and not get stuck. So here's my definition. And again, if you don't like my definition, create a definition that works for you. But the most important piece, it allows you to move forward and not keep you stuck. So here's my definition of forgiveness. Choosing to not carry the emotional weight, the emotional baggage, and that means I'm not allowing it to affect my mood, my behaviors, or my actions negatively, right? And this is a choice. It's not automatic. We have to be intentional about choosing this definition or choosing a healthier definition and choosing to actually engage and do the things. So then the question is, okay, if I do choose this definition, how do I actually apply this? How do I actually do this? One, I want to reiterate that forgiveness is a process. Have someone ever offended you, and then as soon as they offended you, or as soon as you guys talked about it, they asked for forgiveness? Can you please forgive me? And on their spot, we're like, yes, I forgive you. I'm going to call you out. You lying. You haven't had time to appropriately process what was done to you, how you feel about it, and identify what you need to be like, yes, I forgive you. So in those moments, I'm going to encourage you to be like, I need some time. Give me a moment. Let me come back to you, because I gotta process what happened. Don't allow someone else's timeline to impact your healing process and the things that you need. A lot of times we people please, or we feel like we're caught off guard, or that we have to respond in a way or give a response to not offend. But if we are offended and we need time to gather our thoughts, we got to be comfortable with saying, I need some time. Right? All right. So we have a process. Yes. So here is the process. It is a 4-step journaling process that I wholeheartedly encourage. I encourage it so much that I'm actually going to be creating a journal with this that you guys can provide. As Kanisha said, I love resources, and I typically create resources that I find myself giving out multiple times in my sessions, because that means it's something that's needed. So stay tuned. The journal will be available. But until then, sneak peek worldwide. Here is the 4-step journal process that I encourage. And as we talk and as we go through the language chops, you will probably continue to hear these 4 steps come up, because it's applicable across a lot of different areas of what we're trying to process through, okay? So the first step that we must do, and if you don't like to write, because I know some people don't like to write, or their privacy has been violated, you can do voice memos, you can talk it out in your head, but you've got to go through this process if we're wanting change and if we're wanting to show up differently, okay? So the first step, we got to process what has been done to us. So typically what I recommend is journal, voice memo, in your shower. This is where we go, and as raw as we can, say what happened. There's no filter. There's no trying to be nice. This is you recounting from your perspective what happened. The importance of this step is we've got to get it out, and we've got to re-narrate what we thought happened or what we perceived to happen, right? Because we also don't want to keep having it keep replaying in our mind, because that's now when we overthinking, racing thoughts, not able to sleep, right? So we want to get it out, right? After that, so now we done wrote anger. Like it's coming out. Big letters, capital letters, all the things. Just getting it out, right? The second step. Now we got to take a breather. And we have to identify what emotion was triggered. Not the anger emotion. It may be sadness, but do we feel disrespected? Do we feel unsafe? Do we feel abandoned? Do we feel dismissed? How are we actually feeling about what happened to us? Right? So in this same journal prompt, after we've been honest and sifted through what the real emotion is, the next step is to identify, why did I feel that way? Why did what that person did trigger me feeling disrespected? Is it because something that I was taught? That if someone does X, Y, and Z, don't let them play in your face. Ooh, you don't want to do that. Is it because of past experiences that is being brought up? Oh, this feels like that. Why am I feeling the way that I am feeling? Right? So now we've got it all out. We identified the feeling. We identified why the feeling. The third step, you have to be honest with yourself and identify what is it that you need to move forward. How do I feel safe again? How do I feel respected? Is there a conversation that needs to happen? Do I need to let this person go so now they no longer have access to me? Do I limit the access that they get to me? So this is where the boundaries come into place, right? And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, we're going to have a whole session about boundaries because our understanding of boundaries is also keeping us stuck. But that's for a different discussion, okay? But for now, what boundary do I need to put into place to feel safe and secure? Do I need acknowledgement? Is that all I need? Do I need to see change behavior from the person? Do I need to go lay on somebody's couch and talk this thing out because it triggered some childhood things that I didn't even know that I was still holding on to? What is it that I need? We've got to identify it. The last step that a lot of people skip, in addition to the third step, is now whatever we have identified as the need, who's responsible for it? And what conversation do I need to have? Is the conversation with myself? All right, Jerecia, you know that person triggers you. You've tried to have conversations with them. They're not receptive. They're not changing. So you know what? Either you need to limit your access or being around them, or to the best of your ability, you don't need to be around them at all. Or is it, you know what, this is my significant other really hurt my feelings, I need to go have a conversation with them. And in this conversation, it's not, you did X, Y, and Z, I can't believe you did do. We're going to be defensive. The person's not going to hear nothing you have to say. It goes back to step 3. What you identify what you need. That's the conversation. Hey, babe, I need you to talk to me calmly. Hey, best friend, I need you to understand that, but whatever it is, so we're communicating the need. So who is it that we need to communicate with, and what do we need to communicate? What we're communicating is what we identified in number 3. Okay? So that's the 4-step process. Is there any questions, any feedback on the 4-step process before I close out?
She can't close out. You done sat here and did all of this. You can't go nowhere. You stay here. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. Because now I'm sitting here thinking about every person who I gave enough proximity and closeness to me to like actually hurt me. What? Because we're not hurt or wounded by anybody who don't have a piece of our heart. You're not offended by the random person at work who get on your nerve. Nobody care about them. You know?
Correct. And with that, a lot of times And so this is why I say we're going to have a whole session on boundaries, because it is typically the people that we care about that hurts us. And it's hard for us to have that conversation, and have it in a healthy way where they can hear it, right? Because if we go to our parents, say our parents said something to us that really hurt our feelings. Our parents, one, we're taught you always respect your your elders, right?
I mean, if we both grown, is this technically a grown folk conversation? And we can both talk, you know?
And it should be, right? And it should be a respectful conversation in the sense of, Mom, you know, when we've got to discuss or when we have a disagreement, what I need is space to be able to tell you how I'm feeling. It's okay, and I understand if you don't agree with me, but I need a safe space for you to be able to hear me. Right? Versus you that you automatically shuts down any conversation from being productive. The other thing is, when we have these conversations, one reason we delay having the conversations, because we are afraid of losing
That's
the
good.
person. Or we have attempted to have conversations with the person and they do a good job of flipping it back on us. Girl, you doing too much. Here you go whining again. You need to figure that out. I did. And you're
And that's why we talking.
I did, actually.
Oh, man.
And we're not always comfortable, you know, having those uncomfortable conversations. But it's hurting us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're walking on eggshells, or we are avoiding environments that we enjoy. Like, maybe we like to go to grandma's house, but we don't want to go to grandma's house because auntie gonna be there, and auntie always trigger me, and auntie don't know how to keep it together. And it doesn't matter what I say to auntie always gonna pop off.
That's so real.
So now I'm avoiding.
That's real. That's real. Whew, all right, everybody take a deep breath. Look, in that order. Y'all funny. You know. That's so good. And if y'all got questions, definitely ask them in the comments. We are watching for that. That's so good, Jerecia. I'm reflecting on how I was able to arrive to some wins as it relates to healing and unforgiveness. Kayla says she's screaming. Because I had to do exactly what you instructed. Like, I needed to understand what is okay, you bad, right? And it took. I didn't arrive to anger until I started to write it. Anger was identified because I chose to get pencil and paper, right? And I avoided it for a long time because a part of my upbringing is be angry, don't be. Well, you know, the scripture says be angry and sin not. But I had always silenced myself from being angry because I could always find some gratefulness to overlap it. And so I would suppress the emotion of anger, which would not allow me to properly process things, right? And so it wasn't until that was November 2021 that anger, it might have been first quarter 22, but it definitely was after the transition of my late husband, for sure. That the anger started to come up, which led me to like the writing piece. And then I very specifically remember, y'all, why my power bill $300? Y'all took that out my account today? Lord Jesus. Why? It ain't that many people over here. But anyway, all right. Blame the ice storm. Okay. I very specifically remember sitting and journaling and having to write down why I was angry or hurt by a specific person. And it took time for the forgiveness to happen, and it's still taking.
It's a process.
For it to happen.
Process. Absolutely.
The residual, like there's the residual things of a wound or a relationship being fractured. And the forgiveness happens over time because you don't know how it impacts you. For real. Keep living. And then you'll know what you're forgiving them for, because you're going to have to forgive them for producing this specific result in your life from what they did 12 years ago.
Correct. And I'm looking at the comments. They say, afraid of being misunderstood, afraid your feelings will be dismissed. This is so accurate. A piece of, I don't know what to call it. I don't have a good word for it. I hope it resonates though. If you are being misunderstood or being dismissed, you're not the issue. If you're being misunderstood, it's because they're not trying to see. They're not open. They may not have the tools or the capacity to show up in a different way. And we have to be able to understand that, especially if we're the ones that's healing, we're the one that's showing up differently, that we are further along in the journey than a lot of the people that we're talking to. And so they may not know how to respond, besides out of defensiveness or dismissal. It's not you. You're not the issue. And so reminding yourself, if and when that happens, oh, they ain't got the tools. Let me go on over here, right? And redefining, again, what is a new boundary? If they're not able to hear you, if they are dismissing you, they don't have the tools. So how do I show up differently? Do I limit the access? There is no access. How do we adjust based on how people are showing up and accepting people for who they are and where they are? And a lot of times we try to control others and want people to show up and do things that they're not able to do because they don't have the tools. They haven't went on the journey. They don't have the healing. They're hurt themselves. And so we end up in this cycle of exposing ourselves to unhealed people, expecting them to respond healed. And they can't.
Stop expecting people to respond healed who ain't. From my arm. Oh, adjust your expectations. Y'all, the C in GRACE stands for community, and then the E stands for evolve. You have to, and the A stands for ask. One, you got to open up your mouth and ask people if they can make some adjustments.
Yep.
Right? And if they're not able to do it, shift your community.
Yep.
I know that's your mama. Maybe she can't be in your community. They're not the same. You do not default your relatives into your community. Your community will be dysfunctional. Okay?
Yes. And I know that particular one is really, really hard because we have this expectation that our parents always have our best interests at heart.
Oh, wow.
But a lot of our parents have their own trauma, right? I'm going to go left for a little bit, follow me, but you can pull me back if you say that's too much.
Let's go.
Slavery was not that far removed.
Come on.
And the way that our grandparents and great-grandparents had to show up and respond and move to protect has been passed down from generation to generation. And even though the same slavery we're not currently in, there hasn't been any adjustments on our part to adjust to what we are going through. And so what our parents have and think is in our best interest is no shade to them. It may or may not be, because again, what do? We parent based off of our experiences. There is no book on how to be a good parent, how to raise a child to be successful, how to be a good human being, how to be emotionally intelligent. There's not a book. And so our parents are doing the best that they can, and a lot of times that's hard for us to accept and to understand because one, we wasn't there. Two, sometimes it seemed blatant But our parents are parenting based off of their experiences. And there has to be some type of acceptance that they didn't have the tools and the techniques
Yep.
either. And that's hard. And so, like you said, maybe they can't be in my community to help me start this business because for them, it's safer to go get a trade job, go get a blue collar job, to go work for somebody else. They don't understand building a business.
Building.
They can't help us build a business, a successful, profitable business. They don't have the tools.
You ain't lying. Dr. Joy DeGrasse, post-traumatic slavery syndrome. We are still experiencing the impact of what happened to our ancestors. It's literally in our genealogy, y'all. There are things that we do without thinking about it and not having to be taught it.
Yep.
There's residual impact and thank you, J.Lee, for going there. You have permission. I'm sorry, that was loud in the microphone, probably. Absolutely. And that is why I hear the scripture, my people perish for lack of knowledge, differently now. Because it means that wisdom and understanding, we need to be gaining those things. Why you don't think the Holy Spirit won't give you revelation about what happened with your ancestors and how it impacts you today? Why you don't think he won't show you how the enemy is attacking the generations following you through what you don't handle today? You sitting here living in the residual impact of what your great-great-grandmama didn't handle. So why you think that you also have a past to not do your wellness work so you don't pass down things to your folk as well? Like baby, we talking about some work. Y'all want to talk about some work? Come on. And me and Darius J was just talking about this yesterday. So you are absolutely in the vein. Like there's a different level of responsibility that God is. We don't went to church now. God is raising the level of accountability and the standard for us because we are a generation, and because we are obedient. And I won't even make it about millennials because we the best. I'm just saying. But I'm not gonna make it about that. But there absolutely is a remnant of people and builders who God is raising up to have the next conversation. We are spirit, we are soul, we are body. You got to deal with your body and your soul. Your spirit is transformed immediately, but baby, your body and your soul done been through some work, and there's some things that done been worked up through your body and your soul that need to be addressed. And when you address those things by the spirit, you change your entire experience. So we got some work to do, and we're not going to be ignorant of what that work is. Now we know what it is. Now we about to get into it. February gonna be lit. I just want y'all to get ready.
Action oriented. Absolutely.
Amen. Now she just sat up here and then took us to therapy and then got us all sensitive and then started a Black History sermon.
I would say my bad, but I'm not.
Hey, this is the work that we need to do.
Right.
This is a part of the work that we need. Y'all all right? Y'all let us know y'all all right in the comments. Cause we going deep today, baby. We're going deep. But I will say this, like, you introduced a reference point for compassion.
Yes.
And that's important. Yes, we have to adjust our expectations, but have compassion on the fact that they really don't understand how they're in error or how to adjust it. That should make you feel a way that they can't see it. Right? It's easier to give somebody when you are fully aware of their ignorance.
Right.
You're going to be mad. They taught, so I'm a nurse, y'all. I'm a registered professional nurse as well. Got a whole master's degree in nursing leadership management. But they told us real good, if the psych patient hit you and you hit them back, you in trouble, not them.
Correct.
You're the sober sound person. I'm training you on how to manage that. You don't get permission to bust back at somebody who ain't mentally well. Right. So yeah. Kayla says she loves the resources you provided. We got to run that faux back. Let me run that faux back.
You want me to say it too while you running it back?
Period.
Okay. So the first step is processing what has been done to me. So this is where we get to write down, again, raw, what was done, right? Unfiltered. The second one is identifying the emotion and exploring why that exploring why that action elicited the emotion. Where is it coming from? Third, identifying what we actually need to move forward. This is the step that a lot of us don't do. We may do the 1 and 2, but then we don't identify what we need. And then most importantly, once we've identified what we need, we got to go have a conversation. Conversation may be with ourselves, or the conversation may be with somebody else. Those are our 4 steps.
All right, y'all got y'all homework. Y'all know we like wellness work, homework around here. That's so good. Y'all show J.Lee some love. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. That was so good. So this is the official handoff. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I want to introduce to some and just reiterate to the others that we have the wonderful, I know the devil is a liar. Hold on. I need a moment because I don't have the picture here. Wait a minute. Let's see how good my skin. Y'all know I'm away, right? I don't like my stuff not to be where it's supposed to be at. Why is it not there? Right? But y'all drop a takeaway in the comments why we're doing that though. Real talk. Because one, I am grateful for our wellness partners. That was one of the things that the Lord said, and that is what we are doing, right? So J.Lee is our third wellness partner for each month. So I got the first. Crystal Lou has the second. Coach Q has the third. And then J.Lee is going to bring up the rear with the fourth. So we have used this month to do an official handoff so that you all know who your leaders are, who the wellness partners are. And I'm excited about it. Why? Because this is a safe place. Now let's sit with this for a second too. This is a safe place. We don't play about this actually being the safe place that we've created it to be. We've crafted this thing to be a beautiful place for us to come in and have open, honest conversations. Community conversation and collaboration is what we have been about. That's what we will continue to be about. But something that is also true is that one person cannot carry all of it, right? And so the Lord told me, you gotta get your people. You have to allow the people who I've called and who I have sent to serve, right? So that is what it is. That is we are doing. This thing talking some, it's got a bug in it. That's all right. Watch me hit this share screen. I'm not playing. Watch me hit this share screen button over here. Y'all think I'm playing? Absolutely not. We will have my sis image up here. Okay, now y'all can see it, right? Y'all see it. Jerecia, you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
It don't want to do right. Now, here we go. So I would like to introduce to you all Jerecia Lee, licensed clinical social worker of Journey with J.Lee Consulting. She is going to be hosting the Language Traps series, helping us move from stuck to unstoppable. The words, beliefs, and agreements that keep us quietly bound. Language Traps is a series that exposes how words, internal dialogue, and unexamined agreements can keep individuals stuck, often without realizing it. J.Lee guides us through recognizing the language that we use about ourselves. About ourselves, period, our past, and then our capacity to move forward. The core focus areas during the Language Trap series will include identifying limiting language and beliefs, breaking verbal and mental agreements, come on, lift your hands, shifting from stuck to unstoppable, and aligning your words with purpose and growth. Round of applause again for J.Lee leading us through Language Traps, moving from stuck to unstoppable. Boom. Like to hear it? Here we go. It's gonna share this graphic. Period. Ain't it beautiful? All the people. Let me put the comments back over here. Like here. Okay. Like it. All right, y'all. That is the thing. We have finished a month and we finished the thing strong. Oh God, we gotta forgive the people in the present time. Y'all, forgiveness was the word of the day. Did you get that? Did y'all understand that? Did y'all get that definition? Did y'all get that definition? Did you get that? I'll pin them. Let me repin those. J.Lee, if somebody would like to get a hold of the things, what would you recommend them to do?
Get hold of the journal to come, or just the
Or
information?
tell us about the journal that's coming.
So my goal is to have the journal to drop in February. I'm working on finalizing some things on that. But until then, Kanitra can drop the questions, and then also I can give Kanitra the sneak peek of the pages. And so I can give you the pages just so again you have it. But then when the whole journal come out, just encourage you guys to get the whole journal, and we can go from there. However, again, to see other products or things that I am releasing, you can follow me on journeywithjlee.kit.com. You can subscribe and you will be updated on the resources that I'm dropping, because I do have the 2026 planner, self-care journal, financial budget planner available already. And so the 4-step process journal will be the next one, and again, that you can look for that coming in February. But Kanitra said she's going to drop the questions in the chat for you guys to go ahead and have the questions.
Wow. So the questions are in the comments, and her link is in the description. All right. So those are our things. Y'all stay connected. Let's get this works. Partners with Perks. We will send that over to you all so that you will have easy access to that as well. I'm going to say this, and we going to go. Get ready, because we about to wear your nerves out, your mama, your sister, and your cousin and them, because next month we about to do this work, and we getting ready for this summit. March 28th, it is going down. We got a whole 8 weeks to lose our whole minds and then regather them on March 28th. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you, J.Lee. We love you. Super big, y'all. As we like to say, and I'm gonna end with J.Lee because it took too long. That's gonna be the closing image. Let me pull it back up here. Life can be hard, and your journey can hurt, but commit to heal so your story can help. We love y'all big. Y'all get up in there. Remember, you can connect with us by texting Journey. You can text Journey to the number across the bottom of the screen. We do this all the time. If you want to make sure you get the text reminder, like the kid, here you go. All right. We love y'all big. And we out. And we out. And we out.
Hello, my name is Kanitra Moselle, and I am founder of a beautiful community called Grace for This. We are about women taking ownership of their wellness journey in 3 ways: personally, relationally, and professionally. I'm inviting you to be honest about your grieving experience, your healing experience, and then lastly, your building experience. You're going through this because you're graced for this.